Well, thanks for coming in, dude. Yeah, we're here with Umesh Patel. Umesh has been absolutely killing it in our office as of late, and if you haven't heard from him, you definitely will. This guy's gonna really set some records, I think, in the NT. You've got a big future, mate. So I thought we'd sit down and talk about your story, man.
Thanks for having me.
No, that's all good, man. It's just like, yeah, like it is a bit weird having the camera there and stuff, but we just wanna get to know you a bit, man, because like I think your story is really interesting, man, especially coming from a different country, but also getting into you've come from a different country and picked one of the hardest industries to be successful in. So like real estate, most people usually get in and out in like 2 years usually. So coming from a different country and getting into real estate, that's so ambitious, man, and it's awesome. So
It is. Yeah.
so take us back to the start, man. Like, where were you born? How did you end up here? All that sort of stuff.
So I was born in India, as you know, but I was the last child of our family. I have 3 siblings, so I was like kind of protected child, where I don't need to do anything. They will do, and my brother and sister and my family would do everything for me, like choosing the school, college, fees, everything.
Oh, okay, yeah, they sort of take control.
Yeah. Yep. Then I graduated, completed my master in science, and then I was working in pharmaceutical company.
Yeah.
Was having good income as well.
Yeah. What made you want to do science? Did you have an interest in it? Or?
Yeah, I did have an interest in like those research and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was working on some medicine projects like quality control and other things.
So you like data? You sort of you don't mind that? Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Okay,
I love
cool.
it. Yeah,
Nice, yeah.
But then I was the last child of family, so they have a big dream for me. I have a very good life there. I was earning good money, have a wife, having fun, going out and dinner with family.
Yeah.
But then we decided to go to overseas for MBA, Australia, because I was always interested in business.
Okay, yeah.
I never seen myself as an employee.
Yeah.
I was seeing myself as an employee, as a learner.
Okay.
But always wanted to do the business. So then we decided to come to Australia.
Yeah.
So we came to Australia in 2014.
Yep.
When we came to Australia, just last week, I had everything: job, money, family, home. In Australia, I had no job, limited money, me and my wife only.
Yeah.
So life, this was like upside down kind of for me.
What was it like? Like, what was the decision to come to? Was it a family decision, or were you just like, I've got to try something different? How did that work?
No, I always had a desire to go up, break the limits. So I was the first kid going out overseas from our town.
Oh, really?
It was a big challenge. When I went to airport, there were 50 people coming to drop me off and sit at the airport.
It was like a party.
It was, it was.
Cool.
Yeah. So it was so good, but I was ready to take challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I came to Darwin in first week, the whom we were staying with, he asked me to go and get his a spare wheel replaced.
Yeah.
So I went to shop and asked him can you help me replace the shop? We had an appointment and stuff. Then he opened the boot and he told me take your shit out of this. I said, what are you what's going on, mate? Why is he talking like this? I said, no mate, that's my stuff. And he said, nah. Then I get to know he means shit. Means your stuff out of the boot.
Yeah. So it was
culture shock.
Yeah. Like the slang was hard to sort of pick up at the start. Yeah.
Earlier, but now I'm into it.
Yeah. Because you're quite business, so you're quite professional to the point, getting deals done sort of thing. And someone said to you, you were asking someone whether or not they wanted to sell, and they said, I'm sort of on the fence. And you were like, what do you mean you're on the fence? Why don't you just get down?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I'm on the fence. I don't know if I'm going to move forward. That just cracks me up because it's such an Aussie thing,
Yeah, it is. But I love it now and I know it. But I was new, so, but still, I love it.
Yeah. So that first time when you first got to Australia, that would have been a lot of anxiety dealing with
Oh no, a lot. I did not have job, limited money. So we didn't know what to do. But I was strong enough to go out and look for a job. So I did prepare my resume. And handing over to shops, restaurants, and then I saw one I'm always attracted with nice professional clothes. Because I always see me as a business person. So then I was walking past in the city, this building. There was one guy standing in the shoot, nice clothes, standing. I thought I would ask, approach him.
Yeah.
Then I asked him, hi, how are you doing? Good. And then asked him for a coffee.
Yeah.
And there was a
What's just a random guy? You just went up and chatted to him.
Yeah. Really? That's what you want to do. You need to do
cold
to
calls,
get a job.
Yeah.
To get a job in Australia. He's seeing this Indian guy and he's asking me for a coffee.
Yeah.
But he was good enough. So he came and we have a coffee.
Yeah.
And then I asked him hey mate, I'm looking for a job and this I want. He said, give me your resume. I don't have anything now. But he was a building facility manager.
Okay, yeah.
In those high-rise building. So he has another 4 people working under him. So this was very nice building, high-rise building.
Yeah.
Very expensive houses in the city center.
Yeah, okay.
Like millions of dollars.
And this is in Melbourne.
Melbourne. Yeah, Melbourne.
Yeah.
And then so he was so confused, what this guy is doing. He's asking me for a coffee and asking me for a job, but he knew that I'm hungry. I will do whatever job I get. So then after some time, I was still then continuous dropping of resume, meeting people, cold calling kind of.
Yeah.
Then suddenly I got a call while I was in uni. He said, would you work for us? I said, yeah. He said, I have a night shift. I said, it's okay. So he said, when can you start? I said, I can come now. I said, nah. We'll have an interview and stuff. I said, okay, no worries. Then that's how I started my first casual job in a night shift.
Yeah.
So I was working from 8 till 4 o'clock, but I did not have a car.
So that was just a casual night shift job. You just yep, let's just go, whatever.
Yeah.
And you had no car.
Nah. So I was starting job at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I was leaving home by 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then finishing job by 4 o'clock, then waiting for the tram or train to come by 5 o'clock, then home by 6. And then I would start the college next day at 9 o'clock.
Wow. Holy.
So from 9 to 5, I would go to college and then I would work to that job. So eventually it became a casual, but I was getting good hours there.
Yeah. Did you find much time to sleep?
No, but I didn't care. Because I know I was up for the challenge.
Yeah.
And I was ready.
Yeah, it's so true, man. It's just, I think you just get to a point in your life, I don't know if you were at that point, but you were just at a point where it was yes, I feel comfortable, but I want to challenge myself, so I don't care what I have to do, but I'm going to make this work. So
That's why I left my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And protected zone, and then came to Australia. Cool. And then started this first job.
Yeah.
And then over the weekend, I was working other job at a restaurant as well.
Oh yeah.
So
like serving and things like that.
No, as a cashier. So I was just standing at the cashier. There was only 3 person, one owner, me, and there would be one junior working at the restaurant.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. So so Monday to Friday there, and then Saturday, Sunday at the restaurant.
Yeah, wow.
But see, I learned the lead generation from this restaurant as a business. So one day on Saturday, it was quiet Saturday. I was there and the owner went home. I would come back at 5 o'clock. I was there with that junior.
Yeah.
He's from school. So he completed his school and then was working here.
Yeah.
And then we were just sitting. I said, let's do something at least. We were running some sort of promotion. If you'll spend $50 in the store, you will get a free Coke.
Yeah.
So I asked him, okay, write this down, whole sentence in the a letter.
Yeah.
Just copy it, and then you will mail drop it.
Yeah, right.
So he did write it, and then he went to office works. I didn't know what was office work back then. He said, I will go and copy it, Maya. I said, okay, go then.
Yeah.
And then he dropped it off, and then he finished his shift. Then I got a call at 4:30. I want to spend over $50. Would you give me one Coke free? I said, what? He said, Coke. Because what the child did is, instead of Coke, he wrote a Coke.
Or COCK.
Yeah. And he mail dropped it everywhere.
While you're in the restaurant.
Yeah. So I was then getting calls.
One job, mate. One job, mate.
When she told me, I didn't know what she was saying. Yeah, I said, I have full freeze. We have 20. She said, I need hot. I said, yeah, we can give you hot. Oh my God. But then she sent me the photo. Oh, I said, oh my God, what did he do?
What did the junior say when you asked him about it?
I said, oh, sorry, mate, I forgot it, spelling mistake. I said, okay, we can't do anything now.
No, but at least I remember the restaurant.
Yeah. That's what happened. Then they remember restaurant as well, and then they now Like we were getting more orders then.
Yeah, mate. That's awesome.
Yeah. But some people took it nice way, like it's a mistake.
Yeah.
So, but it was a good but I know like a lead generation that way. And I love doing lead generation anyway.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing. I think that's probably the big thing about you, mate, is that you're quite, you're very similar to me in the way of prospecting. Like you understand prospecting is the way to success for sales.
Yeah.
You know? There's the marketing component that once you have enough commission, you can pay for marketing, but the hard work and the hardest bit is the rejection and the phone calls and the mail drops and all that sort of stuff, which you don't mind. You know, like you'll just sit there.
Doesn't bother me.
That's why we call you actually I didn't introduce you as the silent assassin. So we have code names in the office, and Umesh is the silent assassin. So the reason we call him that is because he'll just come to work, he just locks in on his desk, puts his headphones in, and just picks the phone up, puts it back down, pick the phone up, put it back down, pick the phone up, put it back down, and just doesn't stop until he gets a good result for his client. So, yeah, silent assassin. So how did you get from like Melbourne to Darwin? Because you started in working Body Corp in Darwin. Is that how you started?
Yeah, in Darwin.
Yeah.
So when I completed my internship as a MBA, Master of Business Professional Accounting.
Yeah.
And then I was working in an accounting firm back then in Melbourne. And then I came to like, because of COVID and visa stuff, we decided to come to Darwin.
Yeah.
So I was here by my own. So story started again from scratch.
Yeah.
I had no job, limited money, and I was the only one. No friends, no family in Darwin. But I was like ready for the challenge. I do remember the day I was standing at like Jetty Beach in like wet season.
Yeah.
I was just like standing and sweating all around. Like, whoa, where am I? Like,
it's a massive shock when you get here.
It is. But I was ready. Like,
no, absolutely.
Yeah. So. Then I got a job at service station, and then eventually got some other job, and then got into Body Corp.
Yeah.
But during this journey, I figured out that if you want to earn good money, there is only one way.
Yeah.
If you can be a consultant or a service provider who can be on the front line, and you have only limited team member, like one or two. So if we see real estate, you have only you and your assistant, you could make $1 million.
100%.
Easy. But whereas if you have a restaurant, you need 10 team member, you need to manage transport, logistics, quality, HR.
Etc.
Still, it's hard to make $1 million.
Yeah.
So this is the best business model where you just need to focus on generating leads and giving best quality service, and you will nail it.
This is the funny thing, right? As I say to people, like in real estate, like we talk to some people and they don't like spending money on marketing, and you're like, man, you have no other expenses.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Like, especially the way we work at Freedom, like you literally you've got nothing. So it's just like,
that's what
man, if you make a little bit of money, you should put more money back into your business to triple it, to 10x it, you know. We're in an industry where it's like, it's almost doesn't seem real, but it's just most people don't see that long-term game, you know. You might spend $4,000 this month, $4,000 next month, $4,000 the next month and not have any leads, but then in that fourth month, boom, you make 25, 30 grand. So it's like, it's the long game, which I think you understand a lot better than others. Like you're more of a business person in that sort of point of view, I think. You know? So you came to Darwin. You were in Body Corp. You did some work behind that, which is by this time, mate, like you're fairly well educated. I guess a little bit on Australian culture, but also just from like academically, like you've got your accounting background now. You've now learnt heaps about science back home, and probably started to pick a few things up in business. And you started to call me. So what? The thing I liked about you, man, is like you literally chased me like I was a listing. You know, it's like you were trying to list my house. So kept calling me and then calling me and then calling me. And then when I didn't give you a job, you called head office. You called Josh. Josh is like, mate, you got to hire this guy. So what made you want to be at Freedom, man? Like what sort of piqued your interest? How did it even start for you?
So for me, this was the best business model. And I did do some research as well about Josh and you. You were the best guy in the industry from what I know. And I want to work with a small business whom I can work with the principal face to face, and he can give me support.
That's smart.
Yeah. I want to learn from you. Like, from the day one. So that's why I was chasing you, but you like you were in my calendar and Josh were too. He said, oh, he owned the like whole territory. I said, okay, let's start property manager mine.
Yeah.
He said, do you know about property manager? I said, yeah, I will figure it out.
It's true though. That's the attitude, man.
But just chase your dream, mate. If I would have given up earlier, I would not be in Australia even, like in Darwin, working in real estate.
So true.
So it is so hard and different to come from different culture and work in real estate.
Yeah.
But I was ready to learn.
Yeah.
Like that's why I said, like when we met first time, what did I ask you? You said, how much do you want? I said, I just want training.
Okay,
Yeah, just give me training and I will sharpen my skill and we'll get there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like when most people, if you're trying to start real estate, if you're worrying about the $60,000 or $70,000 we're going to pay you, you're starting off on the wrong foot. You should be asking, what can I make in 10 years?
That's it.
Like if I jumped on with you, what could I potentially make? That should be the question you should be asking, because you want to make a lifestyle out of this, and maybe this can get you into the next thing or whatever, you know. So, but that was that really hit me about you, man, is that you never stopped chasing me, which is really good. It was honestly awesome, and I think that's the reason you sort of got to where you were, because when you first started, right, you started on wages and you started to figure this thing out quick, and you were like, you know what, I'm just going to start my own business under you. I want to be a franchisee sort of model. And I was like, okay, cool, you want to start your own business? And you just did it like as soon as you get your license, pretty much. So talk us through that. Like what was the mentality around that, and why did you sort of decide to go so early to be an agent? Obviously it's paid off, but
So I always see business as a zero working hours. So when I was an employee, I was motivated, I was learning, but I was not like getting that much motivation, like working and doing so hard. Even though I was dedicated to you and your business. But like when I got into business, now I can see there is no cash flow coming. There is no weekly or monthly income coming. But I can see that after 6 months, I can see that double and triple is coming there. So I know I need to work in 0 hours, where I will be keep working for 2-3 months, no money, but it will come eventually. And once I will establish eventually my brand, I will start getting calls. And 100%. Then I know that, I did do the research as well. It takes time, but you can get there. And I know you were there to support me. I know since I started first day, even when I was nervous on the call, you said, hey, go on, mate.
It's all good.
Keep going, keep going. Let's do it, kind of.
The hard thing about, the really inspirational thing about your journey, man, is that you have barriers to face that I've never faced. So you're in a completely different, like I came to Darwin, I'd never been here before, but at least I was Australian, so I understood the culture. I could speak the language, I could understand the slang. I knew generally a little bit more about Darwin culture, you know, being in Australia, but you just came here just cold and just said, okay, I'm just gonna start my business, I'm just gonna kill it. Like that mentality, man, is probably the reason you're gonna make it, is because like most people would look at that and go, oh, I want to go get a wage, I want to get a job, I want to, you know, and I think there's nothing against those people, but I think if, let's say I paid you a really good wage, I would essentially own you. I would hold all the power, but you know, you building your brand underneath me, there's going to be a position in 2 years when you're going to come to me and you're going to go, hey man, look what I've built, you know, like, you know, like, and I'm going to see you more as I don't see you as an employee, Umesh, I see you more as a business partner. Do you know what I mean? And I'll never treat you like an employee because you're not that sort of person. So I think it's really important that if you're going to be a real estate agent, I think you have to have an element of business acumen. You know, you need to have to think, this is a long-term game, I'm going to put this money in and I'm going to grow this over 10 years. Not, I want a $5,000 pay rise or I want a $7,000. It's a totally different mentality, man.
See, if you think like the pay rise, you get like, let's see, 5-10. So I was getting 75 last year, I would get 80, let's see, this year. But if I will work my on, then I would make like 180, 200. Like there is no limits. And I can push myself hard. And I was ready to take challenge because when I came here, I had nothing. So what could everything go wrong, if we say? If I will take another challenge, what could go wrong? I have savings in my bank account. So let's.
And but you're not just the good thing about you, man. You're not just here to earn money. You're actually like embracing the culture. You're embracing, like, you've bought a house here, man. Like that. Like you bought a house and started a business within the same month. Like that's crazy, like to move from a completely different country and like, all right, I'll buy a house and I'll start a business. Like what was the relationship like at home? Was your partner sort of looking at you going like, Umesh, what are we sort of doing here? Like she sort of
No, because she saw me working hard, like working whole night, going to uni, and then working over the weekend. So she knew it, like I will do it anyway. But the thing with the business, like, because I bought a home, I could not focus much more on the business, and that was pushing me. Like I was so stressed out. I just want to focus on the business. Like you feel that? So that's why I told you, like just give me a little bit of time, and then I will on it. Like see, when I have my goals and my, like I would say KPI or something, like if I will not reach that, I will get so mad on me. Like on me.
Yeah, you just have self-drive, man. Like I think the big thing is too, though, like is if you create those little pressure cooker situations, you find out who you are. So it's actually, it seems crazy, but you're better off putting yourself in those stressful situations. Because if you get yourself out, there's no one coming to save you. You don't have family here. There's no one going to save you but you. And if you get yourself out, there's a level of confidence that builds. So when you do face adversity in the future, it's going to be like, I've got this. I got this. I freaking flew halfway across the world over here, and I went to some foreign place, and some guy wrote a letter with cock on it and sent it out to everyone,
That's crazy.
I flew up to Darwin, I'm sweating on the beach, and now I own a real estate company. I can freaking get through this. So it's cool. So
and with the real estate, I don't see only commission coming in as well. When I have my vendor with me, they trust on me. So I want to hold on to it, like want to keep them trusting me. So I would work so hard to get them the result. Based on what market says and what we get, but I will work so hard. I will not leave any stone unturned to get them the best price.
So true.
And apart from that, we had an incident, then we put the property under contract, and then it just fallen over because of the plumbing report. So but I was calling, she was so worried. I was calling her every day. Like, don't worry, we'll get through this.
Like
and
keeping
then,
the deal together.
And then we did everything again and got her same price again. So I wouldn't leave the vendor like that. I would have sold another 2 property if I would leave that one as it is, but I wouldn't do it. Like, just want to work hard for them.
It's about you. The thing about you, man, is you understand the psychology of it. Like, you understand that if you do a really good job for somebody, they're going to speak about you forever. Like, especially if you get them a really good price. Like, the best example of this was, we won't go on who the agent is, but there was a property that was listed through another agent. And you've done it a few times, actually. So we'll talk about this one that you did recently. So there was one that was listed that the agent had. They were negotiating with a buyer. The agent was smacking them over the head, trying to get them to take an offer of 580. You come in, they got sick of their other agent. They got rid of their other agent. 2 days later, you negotiate an offer to 620 with a completely different buyer. So that's $40,000 worth of difference, you know? So like, when you look at something like that, like that's so factual that it's just like the difference on getting a good price and a bad price is the agent. You know, that is the most important thing. And the person that stands in front of your buyer, and you are willing to keep pushing to get them more money. And eventually you got 40. You could have gone into the buyer and go, oh, let's see if I can get them 596. You're like, no, I'm going to go hard here. And you got them $40,000 extra. So that's you've done that multiple times. Like the other one that you got, remember that other one that was listed with another agent for like 6 months? And you came in and sold in like 2 weeks above the listing price that the other agent had? Like, it's stuff like that's what makes you, man. Like, talk us through that stuff. Like, what are some of the things that you implement? Like, obviously I see the calls that you make and your hard work and stuff, but what are some advice that you'd give to some younger agents out there around this?
So the property could stay on the market if like agent is not proactive and the presentation is compromised as well. So I did so when the property was listed for 6 months, I did some of my research and saw the property wasn't presented well where it's supposed to be. And apart from that, you need to make so many calls to get the deal done. Like, since the day I got that listing, we had all the information. Then I started calling all the buyers in our system. And I already have the offer. as soon as we got on the market. And then I told them, oh, we got on the market, then now you need to pay more because now you are competing with other buyers. And they were ready to pay more. And we negotiated better deal. Right.
It is, man. Like, but I think it's the I think you don't care so much about the commission, you care about the result.
That's it.
That's the difference, I think. Whereas in that situation, the agent, all they were thinking about is their commission, trying to slam this deal together to try and get paid their commission. And that's not what you're about, man. You are genuinely about getting the best possible results. You know, like I think the good thing is, you know, when you work for a buyer, you're trying to find them the best property, but when you're working for the seller, you're trying to get the best possible price. You know? So I think that's the perfect.
And with the buyer as well, you need to build a rapport. Like people doesn't like to be sold. Like they are buy. Let's say someone need a 4-bedroom house with a backyard and pool. You sold them 3-bedroom. And then every day they will regret. Like, oh, where am I? Like, why did I bought this? You sold them, but they are not happy. So just be like supportive, be a kind of friend, and try to negotiate. They will open up and give you the best offer. Like, sell them what they need, like 4-bedroom, backyard, pool. Just sell them that. Like, you can find the buyer for any property.
100%. Well, look at you with your property that you bought. Like, when we started looking at the property that you were buying, I was like, mate, like, do you really, really like it? You're like, yeah, I do. And you experienced that. Because I was like, look, you know, you're probably overspending maybe 10 by 15, right? But you're probably going to either rent it out in 5 or 6 years when you're ready to upsize or whatever. And the market's going to move considerably by then. So do you care, what do you care more about, your family and putting them in the perfect house? Or do you care about overpaying by 5 or 10 grand? Do you know what I mean? I think then that really was a great example. Like you practice what you preach. So like, you're like, I found the perfect house. I'll give them this is what I think it's worth, you know, rather than trying to lowball them and trying to go back and forth. Remember when we went through that? So I think that's important actually for buyers as well to understand when they find that perfect house, they just got to jump on it. So it's like really important. So man, this next 12 months obviously is going to be pretty, I've been watching your business and every agent, like even me, goes through that period when they first start and it's like, oh no, this isn't going to work. And you work and work and work and work and it feels like nothing's working. You got, you know, your house mortgage coming out, you got all this sort of stuff and everyone hits that point. And we sat down and had that meeting. And you told me, you're like, man, I've got no issue with the hard work and stuff. It just seems like, I don't know if this thing will pull together. And you just gave it blind faith, which I really liked. You're like, no, I'm going to keep going. And that's why you're going to have such a big year, is because you got through that struggle. But this next 12 months, man, like, tell us like some of your goals, some of your plans, like what are you sort of looking to do?
So the one thing, what goal I planned for this year? I did check my diary during the last week of December and I planned for the next year. The goal, the great thing is what I planned last year, I have already achieved it, over it.
Nice.
So that's it. So I'm already on a big stretch with new goals and new year. So probably we'll double the sale, maybe triple, and then we'll achieve big target around 300 GCI.
I reckon you do more than that. But
Let's probably maybe more over 300 GCI then with your support and with the team as well. So I'm here and like getting into real estate, like as a successful agent, building a good career. But you were the main role behind it. Like when I was losing listing, you said, oh, don't worry, get another one. And then I start calling again, boom, boom, boom. Let's got another one. Like deal, like they have some issue, deal fallen through. Don't worry, get another one. And we will keep going. Like the energy, the culture in the office, it plays an important role because real estate, you are getting into the emotional like roller coaster. And you need to learn how to get through it.
I think it's important too, like as you learn, like you know, like I appreciate you saying that, man. I really do try and create a culture where it's like sharing and we support each other and not trying to steal each other's listings. Where like, you know, you can go on leave and know that someone will help you, like things like that. I think the big thing is too, is like the people that we have in our office, I really genuinely see them as future leaders in the brand. So, you know, what's really important is that I set an example of them of how to manage that, you know. So like if a listing comes in, if it's in this area, it's yours, man. Don't care if you haven't even chatted to them, like you're going on the back of it or vice versa or whatever. And that creates, I think, a safe feeling where you just want to work your butt off. You're just like, I got to take full advantage of this opportunity and we're all just got to work together and we're all going to kill it. And that's, I think, something we all need to protect together as well. So if we notice that someone isn't doing that, we take them to the side, help them, say, look, this is how we do things here. We support each other. We don't get angry at each other.
Yeah.
We're just like about supporting each other's goals and things like that. So, but mate, honestly, like I think you and a lot of the other agents in the office, you would be successful regardless, you know, like
thanks,
it doesn't matter. Like some people just have it, and I think you either got it or you don't, and you definitely have it, man. So,
and your support and office culture plays a big role in it as well, because when I'm like working from home, but when I'm in office, I'm in the zone. Let's go. Kind of like good, with a good energy and stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I remember when you first got in the office, because you're very business, you know, you're very professional, you know, so I had to break you down a little bit. I had to be like, I did make you a little bit more laid back, you know, so like some of the stuff that we do with our games and things like that, because you get into the office, you're like, like just, you know, which I admire, but we really tried to, remember I had to bring that, I had to bring like that fun side out of you, you know, which, you know, I start to see it now and I like it. Like sometimes you say stuff to me, it makes me laugh so much because, you know, you open up a bit and stuff and we get to know the real Umesh, which is good, which I actually think is like so good when you're speaking to people as well, as they get to know you. If you can open up as a general, you know, just as a normal person.
Being
up
like
a bit.
Umesh, who I am, kind of.
So yeah, man, I think you've got you got so much potential in the industry. You're up for a massive 12 months, and it'd be good to maybe jump on here at the back end of the year and see how you're tracking, because you're up for a huge Q1. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
it's awesome, man. Thanks for coming on,
Thanks,
and
mate. Thanks for having me.
we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, bro.